The rain does not ask for permission to fall, it simply falls. It soaks the earth, it chills the bone, it turns the path to mud. The mountain does not ask to be seen, it simply stands, cutting the sky, indifferent to the eyes of men. But you are constantly asking, you are constantly begging, you are constantly searching for warmth in a world that demands you become cold. You look for a hand to hold when you should be gripping the hilt of your sword. You look for a soft place to lay your head when you should be standing guard over your own soul. This is the great weakness of the modern age. This is the crack in the armor where the arrow always finds its mark. You are guided by the heat in your blood, by the phantom of affection, by the lie of lust and the heavy, suffocating chain of romantic attachment. You believe that to be a man is to conquer women, or to possess them, or to be loved by them. You are wrong. To be a man is to conquer yourself. And there is no greater enemy to your self-mastery than the siren song of the flesh. Consider the sensation of hunger, not for food, but for her, for them. It starts as a whisper in the back of the skull, a glance, a scent, a digital image glowing on a screen in the dead of night while the rest of the world sleeps. It pulls at you. It is a hook in your jaw. You think you are the fisherman, but you are the fish. You think you are the hunter, but you are the prey. When you follow this feeling, when you let it dictate where you walk, how you spend your time, what you sacrifice, you are no longer a Ronin. You are a dog on a leash. The leash may be made of silk, it may smell of perfume, it may feel like love, but it is still a leash, and a dog on a leash cannot walk the path. A dog on a leash goes where the master pulls, and in this moment, your master is your own biology, a primitive script written in your DNA that cares nothing for your legacy, nothing for your honor, and nothing for your spirit. It only cares about survival. But you are here for more than survival. You are here for mastery. Miyamoto Musashi walked a path of absolute solitude. Look at him. See the silhouette against the gray sky. He is dirty. His hair is unkempt. His clothes are worn. He carries 2 swords, and he carries a heavy burden of death. He walked through cities where geishas painted their faces and beckoned from behind paper screens. He walked past inns where laughter and the soft sounds of intimacy drifted out into the cold street. He heard the sounds of families, of lovers, of comfort. Do you think he did not feel the pull? Do you think he was made of stone? He was a man. He had blood. He had fire. But he understood a truth that you have forgotten. He understood that the moment a warrior gives his heart to another, he has given away his center of gravity. To love is to be vulnerable. To lust is to be distracted. And in the duel, distraction is death. Vulnerability is a severed artery. Musashi wrote in the Dokkodo, his final testament to the world, delivered just days before he entered the void. Do not let yourself be guided by feelings of lust or love. Notice the words carefully. He did not say you cannot feel them. He did not say you must castrate your spirit. He said do not let yourself be guided by them. The ship may feel the waves, but the waves do not steer the ship. The captain steers. But look at you. Look at your life. Are you the captain? Or are you drifting, battered by every storm of emotion that rolls through your heart? You see a beautiful face, and your focus shatters. You feel a pang of loneliness, and you abandon your mission to seek comfort. You scroll for hours, draining your dopamine, dulling your blade, staring at pixels that mimic intimacy, trading your warrior's fire for a cheap, cold ash. You are guided by it. It drags you by the nose. This is the state of the modern man. He is a simp for his own impulses. He destroys his empire before he even builds it because he cannot sit alone in a room. He cannot bear the silence. He needs the validation of a woman to feel that he exists. This is not love. This is parasitism. This is weakness disguised as romance. You tell yourself it is natural. You tell yourself it is human. But the way of the warrior is not about being human in the common sense. It is about transcending the common human condition. It is about becoming something harder, something sharper. Steel is iron that has been burned and beaten until the impurities are gone. Lust is an impurity. Obsessive love is an impurity. They make the metal soft, and soft metal does not hold an edge. Soft metal bends when it strikes bone. Imagine the duel at Ichijoji. Musashi against the Yoshioka clan. 70 men against 1. Thick mud, fog, the smell of pine and blood. If Musashi's mind had been on a woman, he would have died. If his heart had been longing for a warm bed, he would have faltered. If he had been guided by the desire to return home to a lover, the fear of losing that love would have made him hesitate. And hesitation is the end. He survived, and he conquered, because he was empty. He was void. He belonged to no one, and therefore, he belonged entirely to the moment. He was married to the sword. He was betrothed to death. This is the level of commitment required to achieve greatness. You may not be fighting 70 men with katanas, but you are fighting a world that wants to enslave you. You are fighting an economy that monetizes your lust. You are fighting a culture that weaponizes your loneliness. If you are guided by your thirst for women, you are already dead. You have already lost the war. We must speak of the difference between the low lust and the high attachment, for both are traps. The low lust is the animal. It is the addiction to the screen, the casual pursuit of bodies, the wasted energy of the chase. It drains your vitality. In traditional Chinese medicine, they speak of Jing, your life force, your essence. When you spill it carelessly, when you chase skirts and pixels, you are bleeding out your life force. You become gray. You become hollow. Your eyes lose their fire. You have no energy left to build, to create, to fight. You are a shell. Musashi conserved his energy. He channeled that fire into his swing, into his art, into his strategy. He sublimated the biological drive into a spiritual drive. Then there is the high trap. Love, emotional dependency, the belief that she will complete you. This is the most dangerous lie. No one can complete you. You are born alone, and you will die alone. The space between those 2 points is yours to navigate. When you make a woman the center of your universe, you lose your orbit. You become a satellite, and when she leaves, or when she changes, or when the tragedy of life strikes, your universe collapses. A man of steel mind loves, perhaps, but he loves from a position of sovereignty. He does not need, he chooses. But even then, he remains on guard. He knows that even the purest love can be a fog that obscures the path. It can make you soft. It can make you fear death. A warrior who fears death cannot live fully. And nothing makes a man fear death more than the fear of leaving behind those he loves. This is why Musashi chose solitude. Not because he hated people, but because he loved the way more. You must look at your own life with the cold, dispassionate eye of a surgeon. Where are you leaking energy? Where are you compromising your values for approval? How many hours have you wasted dreaming of a life that involves someone else saving you from your loneliness? The pain you feel in your chest, that hollow ache of solitude that is not a defect. That is the forge, that is the fire trying to harden you, but you keep running from the fire. You keep trying to put it out with the water of validation. You must let it burn. You must learn to sit in the empty dojo of your heart and be content with the silence. When you are guided by lust, you are easily manipulated. A man who cannot control his sexual urge is a man who can be bought. He can be seduced. He can be led into a trap. History is filled with kings and conquerors who lost their crowns because they could not say no to a woman, because they thought with their loins instead of their minds. Do not think you are stronger than them. You are not, unless you train, unless you forge the mind. The enemy knows this. The world dangles the carrot in front of you, the perfect image, the promise of pleasure, the digital siren, and you march, like a fool, right off the cliff. To break this chain requires a violence of the spirit. It requires a declaration of war against your own biology. You must become the tyrant of your own internal kingdom. This is not about hatred of women. It is not about bitterness. Those are emotions too, and they will also guide you astray. This is about indifference. This is about priority. It is about looking at the temptation and seeing it for what it is. A distraction, a fog. There is a practice, a tempering of the steel that you must undergo. If you are hearing this and you feel the sting of truth, if you know that you have been a slave to your desires, then you must enter the crucible. You must engage in a ritual of purification. Not forever, perhaps, but for long enough to remember who is the master and who is the dog. For the next 7 days, you will enact a protocol of total detachment. This is your command. This is the week of cold steel. Listen closely. There is no negotiation here. First, you will sever the digital feed. No images, no videos, No scrolling through faces and bodies that do not know your name. You will starve the eyes. The visual cortex is the gateway to the weakness. You will shut the gate. If you feel the urge to look, you will stare at a blank wall. You will stare into the darkness until the image in your mind fades. You will learn to tolerate the boredom that lust tries to cure. Second, you will sever the pursuit. For 7 days, you do not seek validation. You do not text for attention. You do not look for the glance of approval. You make yourself a ghost. You walk through the world, but you do not ask the world for warmth. You treat every interaction with professional, cold distance. You are a monk on a mountain. You are invisible. You will realize how much of your daily energy is spent trying to be seen by the opposite sex. You will reclaim that energy. Third, you will embrace the cold physically. Every morning of these 7 days, the water must be freezing. No warmth. The shock of the cold water will remind you of the reality of the world. It will kill the soft, comfort-seeking animal in your brain. When the cold hits you, you will want to recoil. You will want to step back, but you will stand there. You will breathe. You will force your mind to override your body. This is the practice of the Dokkodo. The body screams comfort. The mind says discipline. The body screams lust. The mind says focus. Fourth, you will sit in silence. Every night, before you sleep, 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no book, just you and the dark. You will watch the thoughts of loneliness arise. You will watch the desire for a partner arise. And you will do nothing. You will not feed them. You will not fight them. You will watch them like clouds passing over a moon. You will realize that you are the mountain, and they are just weather. They come and they go. You remain. This 7-day war will be painful. The addiction runs deep. The roots of biological imperative are wrapped around your spine. When you try to pull them out, you will bleed. Good. Let it bleed. The pain is the confirmation that you are still alive. The pain is the weakness leaving the body. Musashi did not become the sword saint by accident. He did not win 60 duels by being a slave to his feelings. He won because when he drew his blade, there was nothing else in the universe. No past, no future, no lover waiting at home, no desire for glory. Only the cut, only the void. You cannot have that focus if your mind is cluttered with the debris of lust. You cannot have that power if your soul is leaking out of you in a desperate search for affection. Think of the Ronin who has no master. He sleeps under the stars. He eats simple rice. He owns nothing but his swords and his honor. He is free. He is terrifyingly free. The world cannot hurt him because he wants nothing from it. He does not want the merchant's coin. He does not want the Lord's title. And he does not need the woman's comfort. He is complete in himself. This is the ideal. This is the summit of the mountain. You are currently in the valley, rolling in the mud, distracted by the flowers. Stand up. Wipe the mud from your eyes. Look at the peak. It is far. It is cold. The air is thin. But it is the only place worth standing. When you detach from lust, you will find a new source of energy. It is a cold, blue fire. It burns longer than the red flash of passion. It is the fuel of empires. It is the fuel of masterpieces. It is the fuel of legacy. When you are no longer chasing, you can start building. When you are no longer begging, you can start commanding. The women, the love, the warmth, paradoxically, they often come to the man who no longer needs them. The man who is on his path is magnetic. But by then, you will not care in the same way. You will accept them if they align with your path, and you will step over them if they block it. You will be the captain. The rain continues to fall. It has been falling since the beginning of this speech, and it will fall long after you are dead. The world does not care about your heart. It does not care about your lonely nights. It respects only one thing: strength. The strength to stand alone. The strength to say no to the animal inside. The strength to walk into the cave, like Musashi, and find the entire universe within your own ribcage. The path is narrow. The razor's edge allows no room for baggage. Drop the lust, drop the neediness, drop the fantasy, pick up the sword. The steel is cold, but it is honest. It will never lie to you. It will never leave you. It will never betray you. It only asks for your hand and your absolute, undivided will. Walk the path of the solitary warrior. Be guided by honor. Be guided by purpose. Be guided by the steel mind. Do not be guided by the fleeting warmth of flesh. That warmth fades. The glory of self-mastery is eternal. The rain falls. The challenge begins. The sword is drawn. Now, silence and action.